Favorite actor, Dennehy. Favorite drink, Bulls, Bears, Hawks, Sox, Bulls. Say goodbye a little longer like I ate a piece of Big Red. Grew a mustache the size of Mike Ditka's forehead. Hair comb to the side, looking like a piece of foam.
Every Sunday night at 9 o'clock, it's the Mike North Show on AM 560. Welcome, Mike, to the program. Hi, Mike.
Hello. How's everybody doing today, John and Amy?
Doing very well, sir. First, let's go, before we go to the Bears game, let's quickly talk about the Cubs situation.
Right.
What is going on between the Cubs and the Boston Red Sox trying to get Epstein in town here?
Apparently, I have as good a chance of getting a GM job as he does. I mean, this announcement was made last week. Did the Cubs jump the gun? Did Epstein leak it? They're trying to get compensation. They're trying to get players for a guy whose team went 7-20, who was eating fried chicken in the clubhouse. They didn't play as many video games as people are reporting, but also were drinking during games, which I heard some teams do in the clubhouse, off-day pitchers and stuff like that. Terry Francona was staying in a hotel during the season because he was having marital problems. So allegedly, stuff is leaked out about him taking painkillers. I mean, it's just been an ugly situation. And here's the guy that really was the mastermind of it all. Even though he won him 2 World Series, it's so Cub-like that he was 7-20 the last month, and they blew one of the biggest leads in American League history, and they can't wait to get their hands on this guy. And on top of that, Boston's going, this guy ruined our organization. We're going to give him to you, but you better give us some players. It doesn't make any sense to me. If I would go after the kid from Tampa Bay, Friedman, who's younger, who does more with less. Tampa Bay was in the playoffs, and Epstein wasn't. Tampa Bay spends a lot less money than the Boston Red Sox do. So here's a guy that picked up Carl Crawford, got rid of Johnny Damon. I mean, he's got all the recipe for a Cub GM to fall flat on his face when he gets there and his legacy to go away like Pinella's, like everybody else's. I mean, I'm fired up about this. McPhail and Pinella and Baker. The list goes on and on. And I expect in 2016 him to be ushered out the door and the Cubs saying we'll try to do better next time.
Yeah, but if they are going to do something with Theo, they have to. MLB said they have to do it before tomorrow night's World Series game.
Yeah, or they wait, and just an ugly situation. I mean, I got a question. Tom Ricketts, and he's very. I mean, look, we all know what his family has done, and he has done with this wonderful company, E-Trade, and everything else. But once again, when you're good at one thing, that doesn't mean you're good at another thing. And believe me when I tell you this. I mean, I have a junior college education. I could have organized this better than this guy has.
It reminds me of that Dave McGinnis thing with the Bears a few years ago.
Absolutely. It's right out of the handbook. We got him coming. He's just got to sign. They put pressure on him. And Dave McGinnis was man enough to stand up and go, well, this isn't what was in the deal, so I'm not signing it. So he embarrassed the organization. This has been going on. I mean, this thing was reported about a week and a half ago, guys. It's really not. It just shows you the organizational attitude of the Ricketts family. It really does.
All right, let's move on to the Bears. Is Chris Harris moving on and moving away from the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, and you know what? I love the fact that a guy's demoted to second string and he demands a trade. Don't worry, they'll cut you any day now, and I can beat him in a race. I mean, here's a guy that basically thinks he's, Ed Reed of the Baltimore Ravens. You're Chris Harris. Look in the mirror. Be happy that you're playing in the National Football League, and you're demoted to second string, and your agent demands a trade? What are you going to get for that now that you're barking in the paper? Everybody knows, whatever business you're in, the disgruntled athlete, sometimes the squeaky wheel does not get the oil, and I don't know how much oil he's going to get being a second stringer crying for a trade.
Well, who's going to take him?
Well, somebody will wait for. He just took his bargaining power away, so they'll wait till he goes on waivers. The Bears will get rid of him. But this is Lovie Smith's fault for thinking that this guy could get it done. And if you watch Tim and Merriweather, the kid that they brought in from New England, is it any surprise that there's 2 new safeties out there, Major Wright and Conte, who are just young kids who played a much better game than the veterans, and especially after a win, and a big win for Chris Harris to speak up now instead of just lay under the radar and at least pick an opportune time like a loss, to be speaking up when you had one of the better Bear victories in the last few years, I think was misguided.
Mike, thanks for your insight.
All right,
we appreciate
guys.
it. We'll be listening Sunday night at 9 o'clock, and you can watch his daily 30 and 5 video commentary at 560WIND.com. Our visit brought to you in part by Althoff Industries Residential Heating and Cooling. Call them at 800-225-2443.
Flood Brothers Disposal and Recycling Services are professional waste haulers. Now, the Flood family is big on service. It's our number one priority, and we offer extremely competitive pricing because the Flood family is here to help you in this tough economy. Remember, at Flood Brothers, we build relationships, and the only thing we're big on is service. Call us at 773-626-5800 or floodbrothersdisposal.com.